Okay guys, I do not want to spend too much time on this, but every single time I go to my comment section, I see people talking about $10,000 per XRP, or I see them talking about 10,000 XRP can be life-changing. And I believe I've often showed you guys the theories from Valil Capital that talk about $10,000, $35,000, $50,000 per XRP, or about the idea that we're all going to get another chance. It doesn't matter how bad you got wrecked because there will always be another chance. The next gigapump has your name on it and you know it is coming. So we're doing this one together. I fully agree with that philosophy that if you're in the crypto space right now, you're definitely set for yet another run. And before I move on, guys, if you've not done it yet, make sure you go ahead and press that like button right now. Let's try to get to at least 1,000 likes as soon as possible. As this video drops, I want to see everybody press that like button to see how it can go. But the actual story is, you don't have to focus too much on things like the XRP rich list, which showcase just how much XRP some of these accounts hold, or exactly how many of them there are. What I'd say is most crucial is to understand one key philosophy, which is it doesn't matter exactly how much you've got. It doesn't matter in terms of XRP. It doesn't matter how high per XRP the price eventually goes. The fact of the matter is, if you right now own at least one XRP, you're golden. I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, believe, and I think everybody that thinks with me here will also believe the same thing, that one XRP is truly life-changing. And the reason for that is really pretty simple. First of all, nobody knows exactly what price is going to go to. And it could be so that even if it just turns to a couple $100 eventually, a long time from now, that, well, the couple $100 could still, change somebody's life. But I don't really think about it that way, right? I'd say there's a ton of people who would benefit greatly from a couple $100 and it could change their lives for sure. I mean, just think about countries that have an average income of, for some people, of let's say $20, $40, $50, $60 a month. Perhaps there are not that many people that have it. I'm not too sure on the numbers. I'd say there are a ton of people, though, that have got themselves less than $100 a month. Ton of people. But I'd even like to state there are a ton of people that have got, let's just call it $40, $50 a month, to whom, if XP ever goes to $500, this could be a year's salary. But we're not talking about that too much. No, I am talking about what it takes to get to that one XRP. You have to consider, what was it all built for? What was the whole crypto space built for? I personally say it's freedom in many different forms. We can count them all out, but there are many different forms of freedom that cryptocurrencies give you. But the most difficult step with cryptocurrencies is the freedom, which also makes it quote unquote difficult to buy it, or at least to hold it, or something along those lines. It's not the simplest of things out there. Another problem it solves is the freedom of being able to be transacting with all the world without actually having a bank account. But still, the most difficult part for most people is in getting themselves their first piece of crypto. And that's actually why I'm making this video right here, to give you guys back some appreciation for actually getting this far. If you've got yourself $1 in crypto, $5, $10, $20, even though I'd personally state, hey, it's not the most amount of money ever. If you've got $20 right now, don't expect it to be 50 million in about a week or two from now, right? It's quite difficult. I'm not sure you're going to be able to do that, but I am pretty sure that you'll be able to turn this money, whatever you've put in, into a significant amount of more money over time. But the true philosophy there is that you can. You have the ability to, and now you're free to do whatever you want with that money. You're not restricted by your country, by your banking system, by your zones, and all that type of stuff. You've now got the ultimate freedom currency, is the way I'd like to put it. So even if you've only got one, the fact you already got that one means you're one of only a couple million. I mean, in the XRP wallet count, we've got about 5 million wallets in there or so, meaning if you've got yourself, 10, 20 XRP in a wallet, you're one of the very few, right? Because there's only 5 million wallets, 4.7 million wallets out there. So from that perspective, we can already state you're the 0.1% of the total, right? Even a little bit less than that. That's how quote unquote special you are for just having some XRP. Now, officially, you need about 20 XRP to activate your account. So from that perspective, I have to change up my 1 XRP to 20 XRP. But I'd say the idea is still quite clear that at the end of the day, it's not about how much you've got, because the majority of the difficulties lie in getting your first one. Even if you're just buying on an exchange. I had to help everybody that I know, right, set up everything with regards to these exchanges because there's still difficult steps. And today I had a Twitter space discussion about, can people or should they be allowed to self-custody? Not allowed, but should they rely on self-custody because it's hard? Meaning you control all your keys, you control all your crypto. It's just not that simple. Many beginners lose out on their money. So from that perspective, I'd say, hey, let's think away this only self-custody idea. Even if you've got it on exchanges, the fact you're busy with this new technology, with this new form of money, with this freedom, I call it almost freedom units, is the biggest step in all of this. And from that perspective, it's like saying buying one stock, buying one share is life-changing because it's the most difficult part. I'd say if my parents taught me younger or taught me at all, the principles of investing at all, that would have brought me so much further earlier. I mean, at the end of the day, you could teach everything to yourself, but it would have made things a lot easier. And that's what I also wish upon everybody with their kids, with their family members, that you teach them, if they don't know, about the art of investing. And it doesn't mean they have to put the majority of the money in, but to create generational wealth, you've got to put something in somewhere. And to take the first step is the most difficult part of it all. And so again, this is an appreciation. If you've got yourself just one XRP, just one Satoshi, just one something in the crypto space, that's the most difficult step of it all. I got to take you guys back a little bit. I've told you all, I've been in the crypto space for a decade, right? But I only started really heavily investing into crypto about 7-ish years ago. And one of the most prominent parts in my entire crypto journey was when I received a giveaway of 0.01 Bitcoin. This was obviously when Bitcoin, or 0.1 Bitcoin, this was anyway when Bitcoin's value was not that high. And you can see right there, even though it was only a couple of dollars, that it changed my life for the most part because it got me to think about crypto. It got me thinking about I actually want more crypto and I want to be involved in this ecosystem more. And that was all started or changed by just a couple of dollars. And you see, one of the reasons I often talk about Bybit with these crazy bonuses that they give out here, you get yourself an $1,125 position for absolutely free, or over on BitGet, has to load in a little bit, but you get yourself this little cool spin prize wheel and things like that. The reason I talk about these for the most part is because I know just how much it can kickstart people's careers if they get something for free or they get something somewhere. Even though these exchange type of endeavors are only for people that are already a little bit into crypto, as usually you got to deposit crypto to actually get your rewards or to get started. It's not for the beginner. It might accelerate people's growth. It might help them out in some way, shape, or form. But again, that's only for the crypto already people, right? Still, the most difficult part is to do one crypto transaction because there's still a difference. Buying one XRP on an exchange is one thing, right? Or 100 XRP, whatever. But to actually transact that still is another step that about 90% I'd say never take. Most of the people that I've set up crypto accounts for, there have been dozens upon dozens. I'd say perhaps a dozen dozens. There could be 144 people at least that have done it for. I'd say only 4, I believe, of all those people have ever had to use MetaMask or some additional self-custody wallets and send crypto out of the exchange to really start using it. The majority of people just like to invest in crypto and leave it on an exchange. And so from that perspective, if you have ever made a single crypto transaction, right, outside of an exchange, you're already ahead of, you're the 0.01%, 0.001%, I like to even call it, because the majority of people never have done that yet. And I said it before. I think X, the Twitter new name, could be a major shift in the way we see crypto because of what they set up. It could be CBDCs that get the idea of digital assets, money moving on blockchains to just so many more people. It could also be Apple that integrates some sort of crypto wallet, or Android officially that changes the game. It's going to be some major party, some major company that takes that first step, which from that point on forward, you're not going to be unique or new anymore. But right now, you are so early, and I keep trying to remind people, what we're set for is pretty severe. We're at the start of the start. So when we start talking about 10,000 XRP, 100,000 XRP, whatever you want to call it, whatever number you want to put there, the idea that the most prominently sits in my mind is nobody really knows because we're just getting started. And so it's hard to say the connections that are going to be brought into this. It's hard to say just how much money will be brought into this. It's hard to say just how destroyed the traditional money space will get. And most importantly, it's hard to fathom just how crazy the space would be when more people start to realize just how crucial it is to have your own freedoms. Will it be everybody? No. Because a lot of people don't know what freedom really is, what it means, or don't care. And really, the more I speak to people in the real world, the more I notice a lot of people are not set to be fully financially independent or to have control over their own money. A lot of people can't handle that responsibility or just don't want to. But that's completely fine. That makes you and I all the more special. And I personally say, also the more set for quote unquote riches for the people that are willing to take this upon themselves, are willing to invest, are willing to take the risk, are willing to look at this emerging technology and put their foot forward. You researching this crypto stuff every day or some days puts you ahead of 99.9% of the curve. And just for a second, I want you guys to realize that. So do not worry too much about where exactly is this price going to, as at the end of the day, nobody knows. If they're telling you they know exactly where it's going, they're lying to you they're lying to you unless they're talking about one specific crypto themselves and they've got some inside info. But why would they give that to you, right? I mean, think about it. Let's say I've got some inside info that can make me $1 billion tomorrow. Why would I share that with you? It's only if there's a certainty that is not 100%, which it is always, that you might share this information because it's a probability game. And so everybody can weigh in on that and do their own analysis. If it's 100% certain, I've said this before, you'd make so much money, all right? Or you'd have so much influence that the only reason you'd share it is because you want the credits. And I've actually, allegedly, right? I've read online that some people do this actually, is whenever they've got some, let's phrase this nicely. Whenever they got some information of things which are highly probable, that you share it on the interwebs with your followers, with your fans, with your peoples, because they're your people. In this case here, the bond we have, the viewer, or basically you and I like to help out people because honestly, there's not that much else that I need anymore. And a lot of people don't get this. A lot of people don't fully understand. At some point, a lot of the casters I know on YouTube that cover crypto stuff have this. At the end of the day, if you've got everything you've ever wanted, what do you like to do? Right? And I've said down so many times at this conversation, I like to help people in a lot of different ways, and I like to kind of do what I'm doing here. This dialogue, I like it a lot. And so whenever I've got juicy information, I like to be the first to share it, or I like to be most correct on my analysis. That's something I like. You can call it stupid, you can call it autism, whatever you want to call it, but I like the numbers, I like sharing them, I like talking about them. And at the end of the day, I also think freedom, and that's my own philosophy, is the number one most important thing in life. To be able to make your own choices. And from that, we can go a lot further into what exactly is your own choice. Does social media influence that a lot? It's a different debate for a different day. But to have the financial freedom in every way, shape, or form to choose whatever you want to do, when you want to do it, yeah, that's the most important part in life for me. And if I can help people with that, hopefully just one person, but I hope thousands of people or eventually potentially millions of people at the end of the day, yeah, that's powerful, right? That's powerful. Anyway. But yeah, just understand what you've got, all right? Don't keep thinking about how much you need to get to become a millionaire, blah, blah, blah. Think about what you've got. Think about how far you've gotten. And then for me, that's the most important part of it all, is just thinking about how you can get more. No, but really, it's once you've gotten into this game, it gets addicting. Because the moment you start to understand crypto, you want to get more and more and more, which might be a little game of the grass is always green on the other side. The moment you've got yourself one XRP, you want 1,000. The moment you got yourself 1,000, you want 10,000, and so it goes on. But at the end of the day, you also got to have something to thrive for, right? Strive for. You got to have something you want with a passion to really get things done. And I believe the moment you've got one, yeah, the rest of the story, the rest of the journey will come out of its own. And we'll see where these prices get to. But at least that's the way I see it. If I'm just trying my hardest to get more and more and more and understand the game better and better, which is the idea that things, generally speaking, when they're so good, continue to go up. Not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. These are just my thoughts. Then again, it doesn't matter exactly what the price goes to or when, as long as I'm consistently buying, do the best I can. It's the best choice for me. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully, guys, you put your notification bell on for in case something crazy happens in the crypto space, you want to be notified. And let me know if you agree or disagree with my visions down below. At the end of the day, I've got nothing to lose or win by sharing this with you. I'm just sharing a cool little story about what I think of on a daily basis. Many people keep thinking, oh, I need so much XRP to be relevant. And they look at the numbers, think, oh, I need that. Please, it doesn't matter at all what somebody else has. It's about you and your own journey. I've got so many friends that have 10 times as much money that I have. I've got billionaire friends, and I could be envying them. I could be thinking, just give me, part of that. Or, oh, why are you always on private jets? That's such a... Don't think about it that way. I never envy somebody. I'm never jealous. I've left that a long time ago. All I think is, from a certain perspective, how can they make your life a little bit better? From the sense of what can you learn from them? How can you potentially help them out? And at the end of the day, if you see everything in your life, everything you see as lessons, life becomes pretty good. Because whatever somebody gets that you don't get, it doesn't hurt you anymore. You just think, hey, he's got that. What can I learn from that? Oh, he stole from me. What can I learn from that? Because even though there's negative things that might happen to you and benefit somebody else, what can you learn from that? What can you take away in a positive note? I'm elaborating on for too long, but that's my vision to life in some way. Yeah, that's about it.